Hi everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to join crochet pieces together. There are a lot of ways to do this, but my favorite one is an invisible seam that joins two pieces of crochet together without being any visible lines or marks where you can see where it was joined. So for this, I like to work on edges that are nice and neat. So usually the last row of a piece, or if I was working through the back loops, it could also be the first row. But I like nice clean edges like this so that when I join the pieces together, it's easier for me to see where the stitches are. So to show you this, I am going to be using this gray yarn from my main piece and bright yellow yarn so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to start by inserting my yarn through a tapestry needle or a yarn needle. This is a clover jumbo one. And I'm going to insert my needle into the stitch going under this loop in the center. Okay, just go through it and pull your yarn through. Gonna leave a little bit of tail right there. And then on your next piece, you're gonna do the same thing. Let's work from this side. You're gonna do the same thing, go under, find that middle loop, that bar, and get that right there. And bring your yarn through that. Okay, so you're gonna continue working. Move all these tails out of the way. And continue working going on one side and then the other of each stitch. So we worked the first stitch here, now we're going to work into the second one here on our first piece. Again, go into the stitch, find that loop, and pull up. Bring your yarn up and through. Now let's go into our other side. And same thing, pull up that loop and continue. Do this for each space. I know right now it looks like, wow, that yellow yarn is going to show, but trust me, it won't. It'll be completely invisible once I'm done. Just going to go back and forth between each side. Where is it? There it is. Okay, we have a couple left. I think just one on each now. Yep. Okay, so here's the last one on this side. Go into that stitch, find that horizontal bar, and go underneath it. Then you can go under this last one, and go into the stitch, get that horizontal bar, and work underneath it. Okay, now I'm going to take my yarn off the needle and show you what I have so far. You can see that these two pieces are joined very loosely by the zigzag of yellow yarn going through. And I want to seal this off so that it's seamless. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my tail end right here. I'm just going to give it a pull. And as I pull, you'll see that the sides are coming together. And they're closing that gap so that there's no space in between. And here you go. Now you just weave in this excess yarn, trim it and, hide it and weave it in as you normally would. But you can see that at the actual seam, you can't see that yellow yarn. Even though it was a much brighter color, you can only really see it sticking out of the sides now. So if you're going to weave this in, just continue using your tapestry needle and go in and out, go in between so that it's still hidden between the seams. But yeah. Normally if I were doing this, I would use the same color yarn so that you wouldn't have to worry about it in general. But this way I can show you that even if you do use a random color or a spare yarn, maybe you've run out of the color that you were using, you can still hide your seam perfectly using this invisible seam method. It's one of my favorite tips and I love doing this. But I'm also going to show you how to seam using another technique called the whip stitch. But that'll be in a different tutorial, so head on over to that video to see how I do it.